everybody, it's Amber, and I've got another video to share with you. What you're looking at here is an older Graphic 45 collection. It's called French Country. So what I've been doing, and this is super exciting to me because I've always wanted to do this, I took a couple days off work, and so I've been trying to like spring clean and organize, and I wanted to come up with a way to use double-sided paper because I have so much. I'm always trying to use up my paper. So what I did is I kind of took like a Graphic 45 inventory of all my stuff, and there was like 3 or 4 collections that I've used a lot. Like these scrapbook pads last for a long time and lots of projects. So I had 3 or 4 collections that I had just bits and pieces left, like a few sheets of paper and just some bits and pieces from the ephemera and the chipboard pieces and things like that. And my goal was to kill the rest of those paper pads. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I did that with the French Country collection. I have used this for cards. I made like a few accordion albums out of this, like back a few years ago. I've just been trying to use this up, and I finally did. So I'm going to show you what I did with all the bits and pieces, the paper. I'm super excited. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I had the 12 by 12 paper, and as you can see, I used every single piece. And I also had the 8 by 8 paper pad, and I used every single piece out of there. And I also had both of the chipboard sets, and I disassembled those as well. So I had lots of stuff, and this makes so many projects and lots of scraps. So like I said, when I went through my inventory, I think I had, I had probably like 10 sheets of paper left. So 10 to 12 pieces left between the 8 by 8 pad and the 12 by 12 pad. So I went ahead and was on YouTube, and I was trying to think of ways to use double-sided paper, and I wanted to use, several pieces. So I came across a video, several videos that, were very inspirational, and this particular project was very inspired by a channel, which I'm going to link below, and her name is Carrie, I believe, and she did some albums using 3 pieces of double-sided paper. So her idea really inspired me, and I went ahead and made some changes, made it my own, but she was really the video that inspired this project. Okay, so here are the 2 mini albums that I made. These measure 6 by 9, and I used 4 pieces of double-sided paper for each one, plus a bunch of scraps. So as I mentioned before, I did have a few collections that I wanted to kill, and this project was perfect for it. So I did film a tutorial on this. It's going to be in my next video. So go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you'd like to see that tutorial. Okay, so back to these mini albums that I made using the rest of my French Country collection. We'll do this one first. So I just layered a bunch of the ephemera cards and some of the chipboard pieces. I fussy cut 2 sunflowers, like a big one here and a little one there. Like I said, I used some of the chipboard pieces. I used some seam binding from my stash, and I popped these sunflowers up that I fussy cut. And then I just layered some scraps behind. I wanted it to be really, really vintage looking. And so this is what the album looks like. It's got pockets. So what I did is, with some of the scraps, I made some tags, because you know how you have like a ton of scraps after you cut your paper down. And I included some of the journaling cards that you get out of the 12 by 12 paper. And for each pocket, I made a photo mat that will fit a 4 by 6 photo on each side. So these measure 6 3/4 by 4 3/4, and then the mat part measures 6 1/2 by 4 1/2. So it'll have like a nice border around it for 4 by 6 photos, and then there you can put more photos, and down there on the pockets as well. So this has so much room for more journaling cards or anything. So I could probably jam pack this thing full of the rest of my scraps, and it would just be a really nice gift. So here is the next page, again with 2 pockets. I made, again, 2 photo mats. Look at that gorgeous paper. I love it. I made 2 photo mats, and there they are, and I just left them blank on the back. You can journal or do whatever with like a gel pen, or you can just put 2 pictures on each mat. And then I put some of the 12 by 12 paper I cut out all the journal cards, and then I put some ephemera and more journaling cards in the pockets, just like random scraps and things like that from the collection. Here's the next page. I love this page. Like I said, there's 4 papers that I use, so there's 8 pages. Just again, put some more scraps in there and journaling cards. Here's the photo mat. I used the heavy duty black cardstock from Hobby Lobby. And then of course I matted it with my paper. So this is, as you can see, how I used every last piece. Well, you're going to see what I did with the rest of the scraps, but pretty much every last piece was used in this album. And then here's the last page. Again, 2 more pockets, and I love these journaling cards. Just for one, look at the background paper. It's so pretty. You could put pictures on there too. You could glue your pictures down there, put more on the photo mat. This could be like a full album of pictures. You can fit so many. So I love that journaling card, but this one's one of my favorites. It's got the chicken wire. So there's those. And then again, I just put in some of the 4x6 journaling cards. And I made some tags out of the rest of the scraps. And I just stuck those in there. So this is a very simple album. There's no complicated binding, and you use up a lot of paper. So that is my first one. And I just used this strip here to make like a little spine. And let's go ahead and go through the next one. This one is a little bit different, where I didn't make all the pages pocket pages. So in the tutorial in my next video, I'll show you more in detail, but it's so easy. So this one, I just kind of layered, again, that beautiful, beautiful piece of ephemera from the collection. And then I had some flowers in my stash, and I just layered a bunch of the scraps. There's the back, and again, I used a 1-inch strip for the spine. And so this is what I'm talking about. I wanted to leave more room for more photos, so I left this just blank with no pockets. And then I did a pocket page here next, again with the cute paper glued down to some photo mats and a bunch of the ephemera that I cut out. Oh my gosh, I was fussy cutting like all night long, and it was so relaxing and so fun. I loved it. So I just cut out a bunch of the journaling cards again and the ephemera. As you can see, I'm just going to let the rest of this one run with music because I feel like I'm talking too much, and I'll catch up with you in just a second. Mini albums I made using 4 sheets of double-sided paper for each one, and I pretty much accomplished my goal of killing that paper pad, the rest of that paper collection, and I got so much use out of it. Let me tell you, back in, a few years ago, I made, like I said, a few albums. I've made tons of cards. I'm just so happy with this, the fact that I was able to use this up. Now, I did have a few scraps left, and I'm going to show you what I did with them. So of course, no matter what you do, you're always going to have some scraps left. So let me show you what I kind of did to condense everything down. I'm really, really happy with it. And it was so fun to kind of work on this. So I had 1 single sheet of paper left, and that was from the 8x8 pad, and I just couldn't bring myself to cut it up, so I left it whole. And then I took the rest of the scraps, and the ones that were big enough, I did 3 things to. I cut strips down to 2 inches by whatever length they were, and I made tags with my little tag punch. And I also made ATC slash Project Life size cards, which are 3.5 by 2.5. So I made a bunch of those. And with the rest, I made a bunch of Project Life size cards and I rounded the corners, and these are so cute. I came up with so many, like I had so many scraps left, I guess. I was able to make all of those. And because I can't seem to throw anything away, I even saved the rest of the scraps that were too small to make a tag or a Project Life card out of. And then in my last little bag, I fussy cut every single cut apart in the 8x8 pad and the 12x12 pad. I cut apart the rest, which I didn't mention, I had the full sticker sheet as well. I cut apart every single sticker that was left, and I put all the other chipboards into that little bag. So that bag that I just showed you is full of like ephemera of all the images and things like that from the rest of the paper, from the cut apart pages. So this makes a cute little kit, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to go ahead and send it to a friend as just like a little graphic 45 mini kit, or if I'm going to go ahead and send it to whoever gets these 2 albums. Not sure yet. But I had such a great time, going through my stash, taking out the collections that were almost done, and kind of disassembling the rest of it. I made 2 really fun projects with this. And of course, you saw what I did with the rest of the scraps. It was so fun and relaxing. I just wish I had this kind of time in my life all the time. Wouldn't that be nice? But I did do this to another collection, and that's going to be in my next video. And I'll show you the collection in that video and kind of how I broke it down as well. And I made 2 more albums, and I'm going to do a tutorial. Well, I already filmed it, but I did a tutorial step by step on how these were made. As long as everything goes okay with my editing and uploading, that should be up very soon. Thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any more of my videos. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. And thanks again. Bye, everyone.